Hey, what up, guys? I guess today we'll have to learn about crypto. Let's learn about crypto. I think it's high time now we learn about crypto. I have been ignorant.
Your dreams and thoughts better be so big that they better scare you. They better scare you.
Why?
Because you're not thinking big enough then.
I have been ignorant. I have been ignorant for a while. And I think it is high time we got our hands dirty. It's about time we got our hands dirty. Why are we learning if we won't be able to use this knowledge? Why? Just follow. I don't care. I don't care really. Why am I going to learn? Why am I learning if I'm not able to use this knowledge to benefit and reduce stress from me? I'm not learning so that I can know. I just want to exploit people. I just want to exploit people. It has reached a point where I have to. I think my knowledge is not that much based on intellectual. I just know that I am a divergent thinker. What the fuck? Oh, this is a lip liner. It has destroyed my laser, which I bought for not that much, but currently I am broke, dead broke. You know those people who say that they have 10,000, their brokenness is about 10,000. My brokenness is negative. I go into bankruptcy. I go into death. What the fuck do you think you can tell me? What the fuck do you think you can tell me that I don't know about bankruptcy? Huh? I've gone to death. And I don't think most of you are able to endure what I have to go through. So I have to learn what. Let me learn about the Jamie paradox. We are going to learn about the Jamie paradox. just look for text. Text is much faster than video. The dummy paradox. It is not the Jammy, it is the Fermi paradox. Okay, so the Fermi paradox refers to the apparent contradiction between high probability of extraterrestrial civilization existing in the universe and the lack of evidence for or contact with such civilization. First posed by physicist Enrico Fermi in 1950 during the casual lunchtime conversation, and the question, where is everybody, highlights the discrepancy given the vast number of stars and planets in the Milky Way, estimated to be between 100 billion and 400 billion. Many of which are older than the Sun and could host Earth-like planets in habitable zones, which it seems statistically likely that intelligent life has risen elsewhere. Even that conservative estimates for interstellar travel, speed, and civilization could theoretically colonize the entire galaxy within tens of millions of years. A time frame that is minuscule compared to the galaxy's age of billions of years. Despite this, the definitive evidence of alien civilization, their probes or their signals has been found, leading to numerous prosperous solutions such as the high cost of interstellar travel, sociological limitations preventing expansion, the possibility that Earth is in a cosmic zoo, and observation, or that intelligent life is far rarer than assumed. Some researchers argue that the paradox may stem from flawed assumptions in the probabilistic models like the Drake equation, which rely highly on uncertain parameters, and that the lack of evidence might simply reflect the genuine absence of the other intelligent life in the observable universe. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is Drake? What is the Drake equation? What is the Drake equation? So the Drake equation, estimating communicative civilization in the Milky Way. Drake equation is a probabilistic formula developed in 1961 by an astronomer called Dr. Frank Drake to estimate the number of active communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. It was originally conceived not to yield a precise number, but to structure scientific discussion at the first meeting on search for extraterrestrial intelligence. SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, held at the Green Bank Observatory. The equation provides a framework for considering the key factors that influence likelihood of detecting intelligent life and remains a foundational concept in astrobiology. So kuna astrobiology, static research, probabilistic argument. The Drake equation is just a probabilistic argument to estimate the number of alien civilizations in our galaxy. So when it is formulated in a mathematical equation, in mathematical formulation, the Drake equation is expressed as n is equals to r fp n2 ne fl fi fc l. I don't know if you can see. This is the Drake equation. This is the Drake equation. So n, this number n, it means the number of civilizations in the Milky Way. The number of civilizations in the Milky Way whose electromagnetic emission are detectable. You know what is what is electromagnetic emission? If you don't know what is an electromagnetic emission, let me lead you to it. So, an electromagnetic emission arises from the acceleration of electric charges, resulting in the production of electromagnetic radiation across a broad spectrum of frequencies. These emissions can be categorized into two primary types: thermal and non-thermal mechanisms. Thermal radiation is generated by the temperature of an object with the intensity of a spectral distribution of the emitted radiation depending on the object's temperature. This type of emission is characteristic by a black body radiation, where hotter objects emit more energy or at all wavelengths and peak at shorter wavelengths. A relationship described by Wiener's law, the total energy emitted per unit area is proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature, as defined by the Stefan-Boltzmann law. Examples of the thermal emissions include continuous spectral from hot solids, gases, and stars, as well as specific spectral lines from atoms and molecules, such as the 21 centimeter hydrogen line, which is crucial in the radiation and astronomy. Non-thermal emissions, on the other hand, are not directly related to temperature and include phenomena such as synchrotron radiation, where the charged particles move at relativistic speeds in magnetic fields, emit radiation, and amplify the emissions from astrophysical masses. These mechanisms often produce distinct spectral signatures, and those signatures are the one that the Drake equation tries to estimate. That the number of so the mechanism produce distinct spectral signatures and are observed in high energy environments like the supernova remnants, active galactic nuclei, pulsars. Additionally, emissions can occur when electrons transition between discrete energy levels in atoms and molecules, resulting in characteristic emission lines that are used in spectroscopy to identify chemical composition and physical condition in astronomical objects. So, these electromagnetic emissions are also generated by human-made sources, including power lines, mobile phones, wireless networks, microwave ovens. That's how we communicate from one person to another. It is all about frequencies. These sources emit non-ionizing radiation, which includes extremely low frequency fields and radio frequency fields, typically ranging from 3 kHz to 300 GHz. While high intensity radio frequencies exposure can cause tissue heating, and scientific consensus indicate consensus. It means that widely accepted something a topic or point of view. It is not radical. It is something which is widely accepted. Indicates that low level exposure below regulatory limits has not been conclusively linked to adverse health standards or established effects such as cancer. Nonetheless, electromagnetic compatibility (EMC) electromagnetic compatibility standards are established to manage emissions and ensure that electronic devices do not interfere with one another, addressing issue of emission susceptibility and coupling. Aye, well. Bana. Let's go back to the Drake equation. So, this is the number of civilization in the Milky Way. This is the number of civilization in the Milky Way whose electromagnetic emissions are detectable. Things like mobile phones, satellites, and industries produce these electromagnetic emissions which can be detected, and this is what we are looking for. So, the next variable is R, the average rate of star formation per year in our galaxy. We have a rate in which a star forms, but we have been here for a short while. I don't think this formula will ever work, or if it has worked, then so the next variable is the fraction of those stars that have planetary systems. Planetary systems. These are the stars that have planets revolving around them, and okay. So the NE is the average number of planets per star that could potentially support life, like Earth. This is the number of planets that resemble the Earth atmospheric system, and that can potentially support life. So the next variable is the fraction of suitable planets where life actually emerges. This is where actually you see a planet can be able to support life, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there is life on that planet. So the suitable planets where life actually emerges, it's just a fraction. So it is probabilistic and not something that is estimated to be exact. So the next variable is the fraction of life-bearing planets where intelligent life evolves. So we might have a planet which can support life, but doesn't have any form of life on that planet. It is able to support, but there is no life. The second variable, it means that we can have a planet where planets which support life, and there is life on that planet. Then when we look at the second last variable, this is just a fraction of the number of planets where an intelligent life form can be able to emerge. So lastly we have L. This is the average length of time such as civilization release detectable signals like ours, Earth. This is the average length of time. It can be 100 million light years. It can be a lot of time. So the purpose and scientific significance of the Drake equation is that it serves as a conceptual roadmap rather than a solvable formula. It is not a solvable formula, because if we have more than 400 million, galaxies, and we haven't even closed our own galaxy, then this equation is not really, it cannot be solved, but it's just a formula which will give us a conceptual roadmap. Its value lies in the organizing scientific inquiry into the question of extraterrestrial intelligence by breaking it down into quantifiable components. While only few of the variables can be estimated with confidence today, the equation continues to guide scientific into the exoplanetary discovery, astrobiology, and search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It has been called the second most famous equation in science after E is equals to mc squared by Albert Einstein, and appears in nearly every astronomical textbook. Progress on estimating the variables, we don't have to go so much into it, but let me give you an estimate of these values as it has been recorded, because we are so close to, as we continue on evolving and continue on discovering and making new discoveries about science, and as we continue on expanding our consciousness, we are getting nearer and nearer to finding out if we have a supercomputer that can calculate all the possibilities, then we are able to solve this equation and find out if we are the only life form in this entire universe. So, since 1961, scientific advances, particularly in the exoplanetary detection, have improved estimates for these parameters. I call them variables, but the better word to use is parameters. So, the first parameter is it estimates the number of planets, the rate of planet formation in our Milky Way galaxy. It is estimated to be about 1.5 to 3 new stars per year in the Milky Way. So, the second parameter is the observations from the emissions, like Kepler suggest nearly all sun-like stars host planets. What the fuck, isn't it? Okay, so the point of this entire paradox, the Fermi paradox, is to try to figure out if we have an intelligent species or civilization that exists in our universe. Kutoka sisi unajua sisi ndio tuna exist peke yake, but we don't know if there's another intelligent species, and what if this intelligent civilization is hiding from us. That is the reason why Dr. Enrico Fermi came up with this equation and tried to answer this question: where is everybody? So I think with that